What's good, y'all? Welcome back to Niva Speaks. As you can tell, Sanaya's not here. She is in New Orleans, having the time of her life. I don't know if you guys have tuned in to the last episode. If you haven't, please do. It is very cutesy, very informative in, the sense that we're all going through it. We're all learning at our own pace. Beautiful things. We're doing this new thing where we kind of just record videos of our own when we cannot come together and record together, just to maintain consistency, because we've been, taking a lot of breaks, very long breaks. So now it is my turn. Lock in. Today, I would like to talk with you guys about my side quest summer. And yes, I am calling it a side quest summer because that is what it has been. It has been very spontaneous and unplanned. I've been doing a lot of things that I, didn't have in my cards. If you guys hear any noise in the background, it's because Elsa's trying to open the door to the laundry room. She'll open it eventually. She usually figures it out pretty quickly. But anyways, there have been beach trips. There was a sail. We went sailing. There was a drive-in movie theater that we went to. I fell asleep during the movie because it was like one of those old school King Kong versus Godzilla or vice versa. I don't remember the name of it, but it was like one of those old school movies. And I was wiped out from sailing that day, so I fell asleep. Mind you, we're outside on a blanket. So I just kind of curled up in a ball like a dog at the end of the blanket. And I distinctly remember it feeling like a fever dream because I would fall asleep. And my girlfriend's nephew, he's kicking my back, but I'm too tired to give a damn. And I hear him go, Noba, Noba. And it was cute. It's really cute. But I would be sleeping, and then I would hear the noises that Godzilla and King Kong makes when they are roaring. If you guys don't know what that sounds like, please look it up. It is the most I don't even know how to explain the sounds that they make when they're fighting. But I remember waking up to the sound of them roaring. It's like a apparently they took a leather glove of some sort and rubbed it across a cello. That's the sound that it's making. And it was that sound plus spittles of rain falling down on my face. And so it wasn't even registering in my brain that I was being rained on. I was more so focused on the fact that I keep hearing this incessant sounds, and it didn't even sound like a roar. It didn't even sound like a roar. But yeah, that was really fun. Very very much journal worthy. Definitely something that I can incorporate into a book or something. We took a trip to Maine last week because my girlfriend knew that I wanted to go up that way. It was a very peaceful time, trees everywhere. It's literally just mountains filled with trees on trees on trees on trees. And we went to a really pretty beach called Sandy Beach. Lots of crabs. We saw a jellyfish, a dead jellyfish, unfortunately, and lots of rocks. So I had to pick up rocks for my girl Amanda in South Dakota. Shout out Amanda. Shout out. It was so fun. We had a really good time. I've also been working on top of all these side quests, and so I'm a server at a restaurant. I'm sure I've mentioned it before. And we had a couple of different events throughout this season. We had a Bastille Day, which is apparently a French holiday where a bunch of people were executed to the guillotine. We also had an Aperol party where everybody was ordering Aperol spritzes and different variations of that sort. It was said to be around 350 people attending, and it was sort of like a banquet event where, all the servers had to pass out hors d'oeuvres and bus tables that had empty cups on them, stuff like that. And in my personal opinion, while the event was pretty fun because the DJ was really good, I do not think that our restaurant is built to hold that many people, because they're expecting us to pass out hors d'oeuvres, and the people are crowded in crunched in with each other, so we're like barely able to get through the crowd to like bus anything. It's like one of those sorts of events where like you just basically you have to wait till the end of the event to start like cleaning up. And there were just like people in like server areas, like, and the bartenders were overwhelmed, the servers were overwhelmed. I think that was like the first time that like we started to get a little bit catty with each other, which is like a given in any like, you know, fast-paced work environment, and it's like overwhelming. You're gonna have little cat fights, but you know, nothing that's like long standing. Like, we're all still very cool with each other. This is probably the most neutral work environment I have ever worked in during my time as being an independent worker in the working class. Personally, I think it's because both of my managers are women, and they are very much allies in every aspect. I love them very much. I don't know if you guys are watching. You're probably not. Highly doubt you are. But if you are, if you ever come across this video, I love you, and I'm very, very grateful for you. There's just like a level of tough love that they give to us, and I am very grateful for it because they really just want to see us thrive. They understand how difficult it is to be trying to survive in this economy as independent adults, and so they definitely show it through the way that they handle their business. But yeah, Aperol Party was very fun. Work has been very interesting in terms of like, you know, just trying to get on your A game, because you have to be well versed in liquor, you have to be well versed in your menu, and I've come to learn that if you are not well versed in the things that you are offering at your restaurant, you're not going to make it very far. And that's a tough pill to swallow, because I sincerely have not been in school since COVID-19. After COVID-19 hit and we had to, you know, isolate ourselves for so long, and then whenever the time came to a point where we were able to go back to school, I did not go back to school. I finished online because I was working a full-time job, fixing to leave home, and needed money to leave. So it's just been a really long time since I've had to like really like sit down and like study something and memorize things. And I feel like that's just like a given in any job, you know, like even something as simple as like dog handling, which is something else that I have done. You have to learn a dog's behavior. You have to be able to read their body language so that if a fight is about to break out, you are able to intervene before it gets to that point. So yeah, I definitely will admit that I have to get on my A game, because if I don't get on my A game, guess who has to find another job? So it's just been an experience trying to like gain all this knowledge in such a, you know, I can't even say that it's been a short amount of time. It's been an entire summer where I could have been like sitting down and reading through this packet and studying everything. I just hate studying. I really do. I did not like being in school. There was obviously the plus side of having your friends and the little memories that you made with them in the school hallways or whatever, but like the actual process of doing school was insufferable. Absolutely insufferable. At least that's the case for me. And that's why I didn't go to college, because I don't care to sit in a classroom all day listening to someone talk. I really don't. But shout out to the people who can do that. You guys are, you know, inevitably going to do something great with your lives, and I'm trusting that that's the same case for me. I'm just on a different path, but I genuinely just can't, I cannot sit in I can't sit and just study. I can't do it. I don't, you know what? It's not that I can't do it. I don't want to. I don't want to. And the beautiful thing about life is that we have free will. So that is my prerogative. If I don't want to sit and study something, I don't have to. But I kind of have to in this case if I want to keep making enough money to get by. I don't ever want to live paycheck to paycheck again. That is not an easy time for anybody, especially when you're trying to save money. And I feel like I've been doing a pretty good job at like saving my money this summer, but because this is a temporary job, like I just have to get my shit together. It's just, it's not. And I'm really trying not to like crash out on this channel right now, but I'm just like thinking about like all the uncertainty of my future right now. I am trusting in Source, and I am laying it all out for it to give me the best case scenario. Even if it's not the best case scenario, I, you know, have trust in myself that I will be able to handle it with grace and bounce back. because that's all I can do. I feel that our generation lacks the drive to do good and be great. And I'm only saying that because I'm a person who is experiencing that. I'm very comfortable with the life that I'm living, but they say that comfortability is the enemy of success. So I have to learn to be comfortable with being uncomfortable, because it is ultimately going to take me where I want to be. And so that's all I have to say with that. I don't want to yap too much. But yes, this has just been it's been a very interesting summer. I feel like each summer is better than the last, and I have to say, I think this one takes the cake. But I can't even say that, because next year it might just be the same thing. Like, oh, there's more in store? In other news, guys, I am not going to stay on for much longer because I do have a Leo party to go to. I've got to pick up some snack of some sort, because you never want to show up to a party empty-handed. Never. And if you do show up to a party empty-handed, baby, you're not invited to the next one, period, end of story. Y'all better be bringing food, drinks, whatever. I don't care what you bring. Just don't come empty-handed. Give me one of those Toblerones. Those Toblerone chocolates that the Italians be eating. Can you pretend I didn't just do that? Anyways, thank you so much, you guys, for tuning in and staying for as long as you did. If you did stay for as long as you did, I love you so much. And Sanai, please come home. Where are you at? Oh my God.